Beloved tribe, this is Emily. I am the director of the Million Kisses Foundation and the director of the Lightworker Musicians Tribe. What I love is that I have given the invitation for people to reach out to me, and you have. So I had someone just contact me yesterday and ask this question. How do I know if I am a light worker? And I responded and said, would it be all right with you if I do a live video about this? And he said, yes. So here we are. How do I know? How do you know if you're a light worker? Well, I'm going to begin with my own contribution to that question. And I want you to know that this is sacred space where I'm talking from. So take it as deeply as you want, because I, as much as technology will allow, am giving you my full heart, and I'm feeling all sorts of emotions. Tribe, if you're asking yourself that question, I want you to know that before this group began, I envisioned what this could be. And I envisioned you, and I heard you calling me. I heard you calling me. And so I set up this group to be a safe place. And I utilize my magical powers of manifestation. And I rose to this high vibrational place from my highest self. And I took weeks to do it. And I spoke to you from this place, and you heard me. And I then created a beacon. I created that lighthouse and said, light workers, I'm calling you and I'm gathering you. Lightworker musicians, we need to gather. We get to gather. We have the opportunity to gather and to unify our light. So those who are attracted to this group are light workers who know something innately inside of them. And we have to use the tools of three-dimensional world. So I used Facebook, because you're out there and you're on Facebook, and so am I. And so I utilized the tool that we're all on so that I could reach you. And then you were directed to this space. So I know where I came from that place. And so if you are a light worker, you brought yourself here. That's my own experience. That's my experience. And so when I invited you to come into the group, even if you don't know that about yourself, all I can offer you here is to let you know that this is how I see you. And this is the way I am interacting with you and will relate with you. And I will hold you to your greatness consistently, because that's the love that I have for you and the vision that I have. So the rest of the work is yours to know at a deeper level. And I'm going to give you a tool of how to really own that. I'll give you that tool. But it's good for you to have the foundational space of where we're coming from and how I get to relate to you, lightworker to lightworker, and the history of how this group even began and why you're even here. So even if you don't use that word, you don't relate to that word, you at least can feel that I see something deeper in you, and then you actually said yes, and you said yes to being here. This is a good time to explain to you, I utilize the word light work on purpose, and here's why. There's a lot of other ways that I could have said the same thing, but light work, I love the idea of rolling up our sleeves and getting to work, because anyone who's using light as the work knows that it is not just airy foofiness. It is work to do light, to bring light. And I always use the word to anchor to the planet. We are doing that work. It is focusing on the things that are dense and dark, and I don't mean bad, I just mean dark, and we're bringing light to those places and illuminating them. That's work. So I love the idea of putting that word specifically into this tribe's name. I did that very deliberately. Okay, so are you someone who likes to get to work? You actually like of bringing a situation some illumination? That's one question to ask yourself, but that's not the tool I have for you. That's just something to ask. But I want to share with you that with the understanding of how I see you, if you do not own yourself as a light worker, I'm going to share with you some of the things that happen. One is that you just keep trying to be normal. You try to act normal. You try to be normal. You try to have normal conversations. You try to do normal things and let that be enough. And you then can turn right into, it spins into depression and anxiety and frustration and isolation. And you try to be seen. You try to do normal things on New Year's Eve, but you're not normal. You're not a normal person. So that's a really tough thing to try to navigate, especially because so many of us have to disguise ourselves as normal. By the way, there are so many hearts and so many likes happening right now. You guys know it's our honor to be human and to pretend to be normal so often. My favorite thing is running into light workers, pumping gas in their car, or going to the grocery store. Isn't that so funny that we're going out there like being normal? But the fun about that is that we are in disguise. We're undercover light workers. We know that we're transmuting the energy of the supermarket and like sending love to people when they're having a frustration with their little baby, and we're just like, love, love, love. We know we're doing that. But if you don't own the fact that you're a light worker, you can be walking in that same supermarket alley and just depressed and trying to eat normal foods and like not knowing why it's not working with your body. Okay, so that's one of the consequences of not owning this word or one like it. I'm going to just use the word light work, but if something else works for you, then please use it instead. So those are some of the things that happen if you do not own this. So this question is imperative. How do you know if I'm a light worker? Well, here's the tool. One very simple tool. It's crazy how simple this is. I didn't know. I used to live in Portland, Oregon, and I wasn't owning myself as a lot of things. I wasn't owning myself as a musician. Here's the thing, is people say, are you a musician? Oh, no, but I like to play music. But I can't say I'm a musician. Or, oh, you're an artist. Oh, no, I'm not an artist. No, but I like to do art, but I'm not an artist. There's something about the credibility that we let other people give us, or they don't, and that means that we can't own it ourselves. So here's the tool. This is what I did when I was in Portland, Oregon, not owning myself all over the place. I took a piece of paper. This is your homework, if this is your question. Because even if you're going to keep asking yourself this question, at least give yourself the option of having a new story so that it's not a question anymore, it's a period or an exclamation point. I am a light worker. Take a piece of paper, write the word light worker on a piece of paper, and stick it on your bedroom door. So every time you go in and out of your bedroom door, you see light worker. A light worker lives here. Try it on. This is part of the homework. Try it on for 10 days. Just keep it up there 10 days. If it feels good, keep it going. This is very, very basic tool if you're just starting out on this path. Consider it. Now, when I did this, I wrote the words. I actually have my list here: musician, poet, dancer, painter, friend, world changer, light worker, and I had others too. But there's some examples. I've decided that I'm not going to let anyone else have the power over me to decide if I'm a musician or not. I just am, because there's a sign on my door that said musician. I wrote it myself, and I just decided to own it. Now, it takes a little bit of uncomfortability, because you're like, well, if this is where you're at on your path of like, I can't just own it. You're going to try it for 10 days. And you're going to go in and out of your bedroom door with that sign. A musician lives here. A light worker lives here. A world changer lives here. and then see what happens in your brain. See what happens in your world, in your environment, with you changing the story of a question mark and turning it into a period or an exclamation point. And that's my tool for you. Lots more to say about that, but that's what I've got today. If you're done asking yourself that question and you're ready to really go forward, then reach out. You get to have some more support on this path. You're not alone ever on the Lightworker path. That's pretty much a promise. We all came here to do this work together, so I'm doing my part. So reach out if you deserve some more support. If you're done asking that question and you're ready to get some results, I'll give you the same results that I've given my clients. So that's my invitation for you. Thank you for all the love today. That was really fun. Lots of people are here today. Lots of love to you all. I'll talk to you next time.